This is the Louie Tee Network.
In the lab room. 5 minutes or less.
Detroit Lions. Welcome, you are in the lab room. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. 5 minute or less series, 2014 schedule release of the Detroit Lions, or as I like to say, Detroit. And this is a new look team, new head coach Jim Caldwell, and they're going in a different direction. They're looking to revamp this football team and get the most out of a team that's one of the most talented football teams in the National Football League. So you look at their primetime matchups, surprisingly enough, only two. And that's kind of head scratching. The Bears get 6 and you only get 2. I don't understand, but let's continue on. So Bears on Thursday Night Football, or Thursday football, Thanksgiving Day. And we know this is going to happen every single year. Week 13, you're at home for Chicago. It's a tradition like no other. Love the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving. And so that's one of your primetime games. Your second primetime game, Monday Night Football, Week 1, right out of the gate. The first leg of that Monday Week 1 doubleheader, you're home for the New York Giants. So right away, we kind of get a glimpse at who these Detroit Lions are. And that'll be fun to watch because, again, when it's a new head coach and a new destination with new players, it's always kind of fun to watch them kind of find themselves and see what they're doing out there. And so this will be an opportunity for the world to see what these new look Lions are going to be about in 2014. So you move on to divisional games for the Detroit Lions, and you start in Chicago. Week 13, you're at home for the Chicago Bears. Got to take advantage of home play. One of the biggest knocks on the Detroit Lions is their inability to win games within their division. If they want to take the next step, if they want to be considered among the better teams in the NFC, it starts in the division. You got to start winning games in the division, and it starts at home in the division. If you can't protect your house in your division, then it doesn't matter what you do outside of your division. You can't win in your division, you're not going to the postseason. End of discussion. So week 13, home for Chicago, you got to find a way to win that game. You look at week 16 on the road for Chicago, that's going to be a tough win. It's going to be a tough environment to win in. It's going to be cold. It's late in the season. But you got to find a way to strap it up and get it done on the road against the Chicago Bears in week 16. That could have playoff implications there. You're going to have to find a way to get it done on the road against the Bears late in the season. You look at week number 3, home for the Green Bay Packers. Again, another team that you find it tough against, especially when Aaron Rodgers is healthy. Last year, you drubbed the Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving, but there was no Aaron Rodgers. You had a ball beating up on the Packers last year without Aaron Rodgers. But when Aaron Rodgers plays, you struggle against the Packers at home and away. You got to find a way to beat the Green Bay Packers at home, set the tone early in the season, week 3, Packers coming to your house, find a way to get it done against one of the elites in your division. You look at week 17, you are at Green Bay. That is a tough environment, and you got to find a way to go on the road, much like Chicago in week 16, going to be cold. You know this team in and out. You struggle with them at their place. Doesn't matter. If you want to be a good team, the good teams find ways to get it done on the road. And so if you want to kind of take yourself out of that lukewarm category, that mediocre category in the National Football League, and elevate yourself to the better teams in the National Football League, got to start winning games on the road. Week 17, Packers, late in the season, playoff implications maybe. Perfect time to start winning games on the road. You look at week 15, home for Minnesota. Again, like I said with the Bears, if the Minnesota Vikings aren't that good and they're a 4 or a 5 or a 6 win team, you need to sweep these guys. And again, that's like the pot calling the kettle black, because who are you to say that the Vikings aren't good enough to do anything? You were yourself a 5 or 6 win team, 7 win team a season ago. And so you struggle at times. You had a chance to win this division last year. You blew it. So you can't say that the Vikings aren't going to be that good. You just need to find a way to win against Minnesota in week 15 at home. And week 6 at Minnesota, once again, You got to find a way to win games within this division on the road. Vikings week 6, perfect opportunity for you to get a road divisional win. You look at anomalies. These are stretches in the schedule that stand out. 3 out of 4 at home or away, 4 out of 5 at home or away, 3 straight at home or away, 4 straight at home or away, or even a London game. And so you look at anomalies, and the Detroit Lions have both a home and an away anomaly. 3 straight home games, weeks 13 through 15 at home. Got to take advantage of that. You got to find a way to get it done at home in this league. If you want to separate yourself from the rest of the contenders in this league, doing it at home is the way to go about it. If you win 7 out of 8 home games and you split your road schedule, you're an 11-win team in this league. If you win 6 out of your 8 home games and you split your road games, you're a 10-win team in this league. It's that simple. Winning at home cures all. You get 3 consecutive home games late in the season, weeks 13 through 15, 2 of which are within a division. You need to take full advantage of that opportunity. You look at an away anomaly, and this is a pretty simple one. It's not a 4 out of 5, a 3 out of 4. You play in London at week 8 against Atlanta. It's a road game. Take advantage of it. You get a bye week after that. You don't have a nasty 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, or 3 straight, 4 straight on the road. You just got to go to London and play for 1 week. Find a way to get it done while you're there. Why not? Just take care of business out there. Okay? Go to London, play the Atlanta Falcons, get a victory, and make that flight home an enjoyable one. So because you play in London in week 8, you know your bye is going to be the following week, week 9. Again, much like I said with Chicago, can't get much better than a week 9 bye. Splits the season in half. 8 games before the bye, 8 games thereafter. Perfect bye. Take advantage of this bye. Recharge the battery and get it done down the stretch. So you look at the mark your calendar games. Week 13, Thanksgiving, Chicago. That's always a given for the Detroit Lions. Who are you playing on Thanksgiving? It's a divisional game against the Bears. Take advantage of that. And the whole last month of the season is a mark your calendar situation. And for me to further explain that, I need a full timeout.
Well, Detroit, looks like the schedule makers see you as a threat to the throne in the NFC North division. That's the only explanation I could come up with as to why your season finishes up so tough. You look at this slate, your final 4 out of 5 games are in the division, including the last 2 weeks at Chicago and at Green Bay. Week 16, you're at Chicago, Soldier Field late in the season. It's going to be cold on the road. That's tough. But to make it even worse, the last week of the season, the very next week, you're at Green Bay. It's going to be probably even colder, and it's going to be on the road against a team you traditionally struggle with on the road. Wow. So if you want to win this division, you're going to have to do it on the road late in the season in the division. And that's not the end-all, be-all of your season. In weeks 13 through 17, you've got divisional games on the slate. 4 out of the last 5 weeks, you're in the division. Week 13, home for Chicago. Week 15, home for Minnesota. Week 16, at Chicago. Week 17, at Green Bay. So if you want to have a chance to make the postseason, if you want to have a chance at winning this division, your last month and a half of the season is going to be vital to your success. And a lot of it is going to happen right here within the confines of your division. You better handle some family business and handle it well, or else you'll be at home come the end of the season. Time in.
And that's going to do it for the Detroit Lions in 5 minutes or less. Like the content? Want more? Sub up.
In the lab room.